So you would like to know something about adverbs, right? What adverbs are, how they are different from adjectives, how to use them in a sentence, and stuff like that. Good, so keep watching the video. My name is Miriam, and I will walk you through this. I'll give you some definitions of adverbs, what they are, I'll explain. Then we'll practice together through translation from Slovak to English, a couple of sentences. And finally, we'll have a conversation where I'll ask you some questions, you'll answer, practice using as many adverbs as possible. So, let's get started. First off, adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives are words that describe things or people in more detail. Adjectives modify nouns. This is important. Adjectives modify nouns. And that's why we have to put them before nouns. For example, a good student. Good is an adjective. Student is a noun. So as you can see, this adjective good is before student and it modifies it. Adverbs, adverbs of manner to be more specific, are words that add more information about manner to a verb. This is important because before we said adjectives modify nouns, but here adverbs modify verbs. Okay? You can easily remember that because you've got the word verbs here. Adverbs, verbs, right? You can easily remember that adverbs modify verbs. Most adverbs of manner are formed from an adjective plus the ending ly. For example, she started running quickly. Quick is an adjective, and ly is this ending that we have to put there. So she started running quickly. Also, take a look at the position of quickly. We put adverbs of manner mainly at the end of a sentence. As you can see here, yeah, she started running quickly. How did she start running quickly? You have to always ask this question about an adverb. Another example of an adverb of manner would be slowly or quietly, silently, dangerously. Okay, ly is mostly there. Here I've put two sentences to compare. In the first sentence, he is a slow speaker. We have an adjective, slow, and a noun, speaker. So the adjective slow modifies the noun speaker. Okay? So the question is, what speaker or what kind of speaker is he? He is a slow speaker. Whereas here in the second sentence, he speaks slowly. We have a verb, which is speaks, and an adverb, which is slowly. The adverb slowly modifies the verb speak. And again, the question we have to ask is, how does he speak? How? He speaks slowly. Okay, now a couple of examples to contrast. So first, adjectives. What kind? The question is what kind? And then adverbs. How? We will transform, all right? So, slow. What kind of walker is he, for example? He is a slow walker. And then adverb is slowly. So the question is how? How does he walk? He walks slowly. Silent. What kind of reader is he? He's a silent reader. And then the question is, how does he read? He reads silently. See, we always put there this ending ly. Another example, quick. What kind of worker is he? He is a quick worker. So how does he work? He works quickly. Pretty. What kind of dresser is he? He's a pretty dresser. So how does he dress? He dresses prettily. That means that he wears very nice clothes, right? And finally, dangerous. What kind of driver is he? He's a dangerous driver. So how does he drive? He drives dangerously. Now let's talk exceptions. There are going to be 4 groups of exceptions. This is the first one, and it's irregular adjectives. So, as you can see here in the first column, we've got adjectives. First of them is good. Good is an adjective that has an irregular adverb. It's not goodly, it's well. So, she is a good cook. The question is, how does she cook? She cooks well. Not she cooks good or she cooks goodly, but she cooks well. Second irregular adjective is fast. For example, I'm a fast learner. The question is, how do I learn? I learn fast. The adverb from the adjective fast is fast and not fastly. The third one is hard. For example, he's a hard worker. So, how does he work? He works hard, not hardly, but hard. All right? So these irregular adjectives are adjectives whose adverbs are not regular, so you do not put li as usual, but they form differently. Now you try it, okay? The adverb from the adjective good is not goodly, but well. Very good. The adverb from fast is not fastly, but fast. Super. And the adverb from hard is not hardly, but hard. Here I put the asterisk because this word hardly actually exists, but it has a completely different meaning. Hardly means almost not. All right? For example, I hardly know him. It means that I almost don't know him. Yes, I know very little about him. They ate hardly anything. That means that they ate only little food, so they almost didn't eat anything. And I can hardly believe it. That means that I almost cannot believe it. All right? So you see that hardly and hard, completely different meanings. Please do not confuse them. Exception number 2. These are adjectives ending in li. I'm stressing they are adjectives, not adverbs, right? So some adjectives look like adverbs because they end in li, but they are adjectives. For example, there is friendly, lovely, ugly. They are all adjectives, although they end in li. Friendly, okay, somebody can be friendly, they can be nice to you, okay? Nice person is a friendly person. Lovely, adorable, nice, again, the same stuff. And ugly is the opposite of beautiful. Now, the question is how to form adverbs from these adjectives. Friendly, if I want the adverb from friendly, it's not friendlily, okay? No, forget this li. You cannot put another li ending to them. So lovely, lovelily, and uglily also doesn't exist, and so on and so on. Well, so the answer, how to form an adverb from them, you have to use this expression. This is one of the ways, yes? In a way. So for example, in a friendly way. He greeted us in a friendly way. So not he greeted us friendlily, that does not exist, but he greeted us in a friendly way. Next group of exceptions are adjectives ending in ik or ikkel. So first, if an adjective ends in ik, for example, fantastic or realistic or dramatic, then the adverb is formed with ly. So let's take this fantastic adjective plus ly, so fantastically, fantastically. Second group is adjectives that end in ikkel, for example, logical. So then the adverb is formed with only ly. So logical, logically. You can see that there is double L because the adjective ended in one L and we had to put another L within ly. So we've got double L, all right? Logical, logically. Another example is real, really, also double L. The last group of exceptions are verbs related to senses. All humans have 5 senses, generally, and with 5 specific verbs related to senses, we do not use adverbs, only adjectives. Let's see. First sense is vision, and the verb related to vision is look. And with look, we can only use an adjective, not an adverb. For example, you look fantastic, you would say, not fantastically. All right, so you only use an adjective with look. Second sense, hearing, and the verb related to hearing is sound. So you hear some song and you say, oh, the song sounds nice, not nicely, only nice, adjective. The third sense, taste. And also the verb related to taste is taste. So you eat something and you say, oh, it tastes delicious, not deliciously, only the adjective delicious. The fourth sense, touch. And the verb related to touch, feel. You touch, for example, a sweater that you bought and you say, wow, the sweater feels so soft. Not softly, just an adjective soft. And finally, the fifth sense is smell. And also the verb is smell. So you can say it smells horrible. Horrible, not horribly. Now let's practice. I will give you a Slovak sentence. You'll translate it. Every time I'll leave you some space to think about it, and please say it out loud to practice. So let's start with this one, pomalá. Translate into English. Slow, very well. Pomaly. So the adverb from slow is slowly. That's right. Now the sentence. Je pomalá. Translate. She's slow, very well. And píše pomaly. She writes slowly. Excellent. So you can see the difference here. She is slow. Slow is an adjective. And she writes slowly. Slowly is an adverb. So we basically just edit ly to this adjective slow. Good. Milý. Nice. Okay. And now milo, the adverb, is nicely. Good. Sentence. Je milý. He's nice. Usmieva sa milo. He smiles nicely. So we did the same. Adjective nice plus ly makes the adverb nicely. And nicely modifies the verb All right. How does he smile? He smiles nicely. Okay, let's continue. Hlúpy. How would you translate that? Maybe you said stupid, but I was aiming for this one, silly. And you remember this is one of those adjectives that end in ly. So they look like adverbs, but they are not. So silly is not an adverb, it's an adjective. Now think about what I said before. How do we make an adverbial phrase out of this adjective ending in ly? So hlúpo, how would you translate that? In a silly way. Very well. In a silly way. Je to hlúpy vtip. Translate. It's a silly joke. Silly, adjective, right? But now, smeje sa hlúpo. Ona sa smeje hlúpo. She smiles in a silly way. Good. Pekná. Beautiful. Pekne. Beautifully. Double L because the adjective beautiful ends in L, plus we have to add ly, so double L is there, right? Je to pekná žena. Translate. She's a beautiful woman. Vyzerá pekne. And watch out, there is this verb connected or related to one sense. Vision, right? She looks, I hope you said beautiful, not beautifully, because the verbs related to senses, look, smell, feel, sound, and taste, are the verbs that cannot be connected with adverbs, only adjectives. So she looks beautiful, not beautifully. Dobrý. Good. Dobre. Remember that this was one of the 4 groups of exceptions. So good is an irregular adjective and it has an irregular adverb, which is well. Not goodly, but well. Je to dobrý učiteľ. How would you translate that? He is a good teacher. That's right. Dobre učí. So how does he teach? He teaches well. He's a good teacher. He teaches well. All right? Zvláštny. Strange. Zvláštne. Strangely. Just add ly. And now the sentences. Je to zvláštna vôňa. It's a strange smell. Vonia to veľmi zvláštne. Again, watch out because vonia is one of those verbs related to senses, 5 senses. So it smells very strange. Not strangely, because with those verbs related to senses, we can only use adjectives. So it smells strange. Finally, let's translate the sentences. Usmieva sa milo. He smiles nicely. Okay, classic nice, adjective plus ly. Hlúpo sa smeje. She smiles in a silly way. Hlúpo, silly, right? But not sillily is the adverb, but in a silly way. She smiles in a silly way. Good. Vonia to zvláštne. We have just had it, so it smells strange, not strangely, right? Oblieka sa elegantne. He dresses elegantly. Okay, elegantly, classic. Pekne vyzeráš. You look beautiful. Not beautifully, only the adjective beautiful, because look is related to one of the senses. Good. Myslí logicky. He thinks logically, right? So logical plus li, right? So he thinks logically, double L. Ľudia žijú biedne. People live poorly. Poorly, right? And finally, dobre učí. Remember, this one is irregular, right? So he teaches not good or goodly, but well. Excellent. Okay, now let's talk. I will ask you questions using adverbs and you will try to answer, okay? Every time I will leave you some space. Please speak aloud, okay? Speak out loud so you practice saying those adverbs. I will also answer and then I will leave you the space, okay? So let's see. What housework do you do lazily? How? Lazily, right? The adverb is there. So what housework do you do lazily? For me, I must say that I dust the furniture lazily. I hate doing that job, so I dust the furniture very lazily, very slowly. And you? What housework do you do lazily? Answer, please. Good. Let's continue. Do you know someone who smiles very nicely? Yes, I do. I think my husband smiles very nicely. Do you know somebody who smiles very nicely? Good. Okay. On what occasions do you dress elegantly? How? Elegantly, right? So I dress elegantly when I go to work, and I dress elegantly when I go, for example, on a ball, to dance, when we go out, for example, to dinner, then I dress elegantly. And you? On what occasions do you dress elegantly? All right. Next question on the list. Are all your neighbors polite? Here we are not talking adverb, right? Because your neighbors are polite. What neighbors do you have? Not how neighbors, right? So are all your neighbors polite? Polite is an adjective. Yes, and I can say that all my next door neighbors, I've got 3 next door neighbors on the same floor. So all of them are very polite. They are polite and they greet me politely. They behave very politely. They always say hi, hello, and goodbye. So yes, they behave politely or they are polite. Okay? Now what about your neighbors? Are all of them polite? And what do they do if they are polite? Do they greet you politely? Do they help you? Do they, I don't know, speak to you politely? Okay, fine. Which politician speaks angrily? Which politician speaks angrily? Well, that's a toughie. Okay, I guess there are some politicians that speak angrily, but I don't want to drop names here. But you can answer it. You are at home and nobody can hear you. So I just say, beep, speaks angrily. Okay, I beeped the name, but you can say it. In your opinion, which politician or politicians speak angrily? Answer. Good. Have you ever had a partner who behaved jealously? Have you ever had a partner who behaved jealously? I don't remember any partner of mine who was jealous or who behaved jealously. So no, my answer is I have never had a partner who behaved jealously, thank God. What about you? Have you ever had a partner who behaved jealously? So if you said yes, he behaved or she behaved jealously, that means that he or she was very jealous, right? So adjective jealous, adverb jealously. Super. Next question. In which country do people live poorly? In many African countries, people live poorly. Where else in the world do people live poorly? Tell me. Do you think people in Slovakia live poorly? Okay, good. And my last question. Is it good when someone is a selfish lover? In my opinion, it is not good if someone is a selfish lover. So it's not good, in my opinion, when someone loves their partner selfishly. What do you think? Is it good when someone is a selfish lover or when someone loves you selfishly? And would you say that you are a selfish lover? Do you love selfishly? Good. Okay. So that's about it. This was all about all the basic stuff about the adverbs. I hope that you learned a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, like us on Facebook or share it with your friends. So thanks and see you next time. Bye.